welcome back to my channel. Hi guys, my name is Kate and I'm a hypnotherapist. Today I am sharing one of the most vivid, common, obvious problem that people face, and something that it's really hard for them to really overcome it, because this is so deeply rooted, and sometimes people carry that for many, many years, but there is an explanation, there is the root cause of it, and you can shift it. You can absolutely shift it, and it doesn't have to take years and years. Just some little awareness, and that's it. So, we're talking about victimizing yourself. Why do you play a victim? Why do you still feel like you're a victim to all of the outer obstacles and conditions and circumstances? And it's somehow that strategy came into your life for a reason, for a purpose. But in reality, it brings you even more pain, because you are in a complete emotional pain almost every day. When we play a victim, when we victimize ourselves, this is very painful to our psyche, to our mind, and to our body as well, and affect all areas of our life. And what is the difference? Like, if you look, sometimes you look at other people, if of course you do have those tendencies that you victimize yourself. So if you look at the millionaires, like, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and all the other rich multimillionaires, you might question, like, they never victimize themselves. They never play a victim. And this is why. Because they have understood that it will never bring them forward. It will always push them backwards. And that's what happens with people who play a victim. And being a victim is when we push ourselves backwards. We never move forwards. So why do we play a victim? Usually it's a strategy that we form because of our environment that we grew up with. And I'll get to the root, the causes later. But for now, the symptoms that the people who play victims are, they're very patient. They're very patient. They will never complain, rarely complain. And if they complain, they will complain to people around them, like friends and families. Victims usually, and I'm not saying about victims of abuse, they're immediate victims of abuse. Yes, when we are kids, when we are children, if we are abused, then yes, we are victims at that moment because we don't have any other choice. The choice we gain is when we break out of that dependent environment, when we become adults, right? So what happens? However, victims usually have a lot of repressed, suppressed anger inside. It's sometimes even fury and anger. And I'm telling you this not because I haven't been playing a victim. I actually have been playing a victim for many, many years before I started the self-healing journey. Like maybe for 33, 42 years, 32 years for sure, because that's the only way I knew. And it was so easy because with victimizing myself, I could manipulate other people. I could manipulate even my partner to doing what I want because I was victimized. I still find sometimes doing that. That strategy is still there. So what do victims have? These victim roles, right? They have patience because they're people pleasers. They've adopted that strategy. They also have lots of suppressed emotions and repressed emotions. And they have a couple of questions that they ask themselves and a couple of strategies. And by these strategies, you can identify them. You can identify even if the victim is right around you. Maybe it's one of your friends, one of your parents, one of your kids even, or one of your family members. So one of your co-workers as well. So how can you do that? The first one is they adopt the "it's not me" strategy. It's not me, it's someone else. It's money, it's business, it's government, it's my business partner, it's my partner, it's my kids. It's like everyone, but not me. That's the main strategy. If you see a person, or if you find yourself catching yourself, this is not your fault. This is the adopted strategy. The victimizing is an adopted strategy, and it's not your fault. You have adopted it early in life. So you never you are very, very confident, and then at 35 you decide, okay, I'm just going to victimize myself. No, That doesn't happen. You usually adopt it early in life. So it's not me strategy. What happens with successful people and millionaires? They always question themselves. They never put a blame on someone else. They say, it's something that I can do. What can I do in order to solve this problem? How can I fix it? How can I make a solution, a decision, an invention, whatever they do, they actually ask themselves, how can I do that? How can I do that? They are completely indifferent to outer conditions, outer circumstances, because they've understood that doesn't bring them anything. The question number 2, that people who play a victim, who being a victim, right, they are questioning themselves, and they will ask themselves, how could anyone do that? How could they do that to me? How could he do that to me? Right? So they will question, put in a blame and question why. How could they do that to me? While people who are on a healing journey or who've took the responsibility for their own actions, they will say, yes, that happened. Yes, she or he did it to me, but I'm stronger than this. I'm going to find a solution. So this is the difference. You see the difference. Another symptom that will define if a person is being a victim is, why me? Why not my brother or my sister or my coworker? Why me? I don't deserve that. So this is something that is a very common question, and it's an inner question. It's not like you're going to tell that question to everyone else. No, you're going to ask that question to yourself, right? Why me? While let's look at the successful people and how they will, because you want to be successful. Everyone wants to be successful. Everyone wants to break out of the past patterns and behaviors and, and unhealed trauma. So that's why I'm comparing, right? How the mindset changes. So successful people will always see, they will not question, why me? They will just do what they have to do. Whatever happened to them, they will not question why it's specifically them. They accept it as is. As is. It just is. It just happened. That's it. And they will go on. Will that hurt them? Probably, yes. We all have emotions. We all have emotions and feelings, and at some point, if there is something happens, of course we will be triggered, we might get upset, but still, when you change your mindset to the mindset of like a thriver, a survivor, right? Then you definitely don't ask that question to yourself. So another one, if I make someone feel sorry, they might do what I want. They might feel sorry for me and then might do what I want. So this is how the inner suppressed feelings of the victim are expressed. When we grow up, and we do have a choice now, right? But we still playing a victim or victimize ourselves and our whole life. We sometimes show our unexpressed emotions in manipulations of others. If I make them sorry, and then the whole lot of strategies are coming into, crying, coming up with the physical symptoms, by the way, that are very real. It's not like you're making them up or victim is making them. No. So this is what happens. We start to manipulate in order to make someone do what we want, because when they feel sorry, that can happen. What do successful people do, or the people who are on a healing journey, or millionaires, right? They don't manipulate usually. They just, they coach, right? They learn, they do personal development, right? So they do that. They do have a lot of strategies that might feel like it's manipulation, but it's not. They just learn about themselves. They grow internally and externally. So another question that you can ask, that victims ask themselves, is, I don't have a choice. I don't have any other choice. And that's the learned helplessness. And so the strategy, the decision that we make early in life because of some trauma, some experience, some traumatic experience that happened in our life, sometimes consistent, sometimes very long-term, and sometimes horrible. But we adopt that I'm helpless. And it's true. When you are a child, or when someone is abused as a child or neglected, or their emotional needs are not met, these children will learn that helplessness. I can't do anything. And then from that, there is a hopelessness. There is no other choice. It will always be like that. So we carry that throughout our whole life because our subconscious mind never knows time. As I always say, and almost in every video I say that, our subconscious mind doesn't know time. It replays every single strategy, behavior, until we start to change it, until we start to question the beliefs, change the beliefs, shift the behaviors, shift the patterns, become more aware. That's when everything changes. But before that, your subconscious mind just keeps giving you all of those previous patterns and behaviors. So that's why we still believe we don't have a choice. I've heard so many people would tell me, not all of them are my clients, no, but just random people that I meet and I talk, well, I don't have any other choice. Well, what's the choice there? There is always a choice. When you break out of the dependent, or you leave your house where you lived as a dependent child, then that's when you start to have a choice. That's when you start to have a choice, and you can take that choice. And by the way, millionaires and successful people, they will always say, I have so many choices. I have so many choices. I'm going to choose the best that fits me, that suits me best, that will benefit me most. Right? I have many choices. They will, even if there is the most hopeless situation, they will always feel and think and believe that there is always a choice. There is always an option, always a way out, right? And the sixth one, one of the biggest one is, I'll wait until someone helps me, until someone saves me. So if you are playing a victim or being a victim, you feel like you're victimizing yourself, you will wait. So that's the self-sabotage, that's the procrastination, right? Comes in because I'll wait until someone comes to me and saves me and gives me something that I want. I'll just wait. Maybe, who knows? Maybe I'll get lucky. I'll play the lottery. And if I don't, then I'll keep victimizing myself. So that's what happens. And let's compare that to the, millionaire mindset, or that free mindset, successful people mindset. They usually never rely on someone to come and save them. They come and save themselves, right? They find the solutions for themselves. So what are the roots? What are the roots and the causes of feeling like you're a victim? Victimizing and putting the responsibility on everyone else, but not you. The first one is someone in your family was a victim. Someone in your family was playing a victim as well. Whether it's your mom or your dad or your sibling or your caregiver, maybe your nanny, your grandma, whoever it was, someone who played a big role in your life. So, for example, I'll give you this little situation. So a son, he's 16 or 17, he comes to his mom and he's telling her that, you know what, I want to go to cook school. I want to cook in school, right? Like a chef's school. I want to be a chef. I want to be, I want to cook. I want to be in the kitchen all the time because I love it. And the mom feels very threatened and very resistant to this idea because she had plans. She had plans that her son will become a doctor or an accountant. And what she will say? She will say, how could you? How could you? I've put all of these efforts in you. I've put all of this money in you. Me and dad worked so hard to support you, for you to have everything you want, and now you're going against what is best for you, right? So what is the mom doing? The mom is playing a victim. She's already victimizing. It's like, I'm a victim. I did all of this for you and you are returning nothing, right? So, and then the child, and that happens early in life. I'm just putting this an example. So that child will adopt the strategy of victimizing as well, because that's what she saw. That's what her mom or dad, his mom or dad was doing that. So this is why. So someone in your life, find that pattern within someone in your life, in your childhood, you were growing up with. Another one is your needs were not met on the emotional level, but they were met on the material level, right? So, for example, if the parents are buying everything for the kid, buying everything but not satisfying the emotional needs, then the kid will have this need to kind of to compensate everything with the material things and not with the emotional needs. So that's what happens. And usually when they don't get something material, they will blame everyone else because it was given to them all the time, but not emotional. Because when the child has her or his emotional needs met, they are absolutely confident, right? They are absolutely confident, and when they are confident, that's when they are, they believe in themselves and they don't need to put the responsibility on someone or something else. And another one is the fear of loneliness, fear of rejection. We victimize because we want to manipulate someone into being with us, into being our friends, our partners, right? So fear of rejection. If you were rejected in the childhood, or you felt lonely, you felt sad, you felt isolated, right? You will play a victim in order to manipulate someone. There is one step that you can do in order to overcome this victimizing strategy, victimizing pattern in your life, is actually imagining that all of these symptoms that I named are not happening. So for example, it's not me strategy. I want you to tell yourself, that's me. That's happened to me. And there is only one thing I can do, is to find a way out, find an option that will work for me. Another question, why me? How could you do that? How could they do that for me? Shifting it into completely opposite phrase. Yes, they did it to me. Yes. Yeah, they're horrible, but they did it to me. What next? What can I do? Right? So shifting every single symptom that I named into the completely opposite, right? So I don't have a choice into, well, actually I do have a choice. I'm not 5, I'm not 8, I'm not 12, I'm not 16 anymore. So I have many, many choices. And this is the only way. And you keep saying that to yourself for at least 2 weeks every day, and you'll see how your perception, how your mindset changes. So do that. Keep reprogramming your mind to the way you want it, because I'm sure that deep inside, even if you're playing the victim, you definitely want to break free out of that role. You don't like that. No one likes that. So be yourself, don't play any role, and I wish you all the best. Be healthy emotionally and physically. If you need my help to break free out of those patterns, I can guide you into the journey, into yourself, to find the root, the cause of why you are playing a victim and what you can do about it, and find that inner resource to heal. So my details are in the description. Love you all.